I don't think we've checked that monolith out yet.
Where did I go wrong?
Is this a statue of the shepherd? What senseless vandalism. You ready, Saray?
Ready, Gale! Get on! Strike!
I was clearly the star of that battle.
It's easiest to notice the dimmer stars when they shine, they say.
Be on your guard! I command thee!
Strike! Solid block!
Celebrate just yet!
Blade bang! Everyone!
Still more! Awaken, better!
Strike!
Finish up! Awaken, better!
Purification complete!
Victory shall be mine!
Blade bang! Ready, Gale!
Humility!
Ha! Tiger! Blade bang! No escape!
Awaken, better! Energetic!
Yeah! You were quite strong, but we're no pushovers either. There should be a vista point nearby.
Very well. Awaken, better!
Tiger Blade! Strike! Solid block!
Go, my children!
All right! Fight evil!
Experience leads to confidence. Who's next?
This statue, it radiates such dignity. You can tell from his expression that he must have been a great warrior.
A fine man. I would like to see his entire body.
Oh, but wouldn't he be more or less naked?
That's what makes him attractive, in an aesthetic sense.
Well, it's true that the perfectly toned body of a warrior may be aesthetically pleasing, but... Alicia, unladylike. No, I only meant it as a generalization. I really have no personal interest in that sort of thing.
Not at all, huh?
I mean, not much. Just enough. The normal amount.
Wow, settle down. It's just a statue.
Seriously. Though it's true that King Claudin epitomizes the warrior ideal.
Hold on, this is King Meliodas, right? Not King Claudin.
What? But then it wouldn't match with the style at all.
Yes, because this bust was carved as a speculation on the style of future generations.
I think your interpretation is a bit far-fetched.
Well, I think you're trapped in stereotypical views.
All right. Look, let's drop our preconceptions and start over then. Can we identify the subject? What features stand out?
Wow, settle down. It's just a statue.
Seriously. Eating people? What is this about?
Guess we should do this.
Tiger Blade! Yeah! Blade Bang! No escape! Let's get him! Hang on, everyone!
Sweet dreams. You're not done yet.
Forward surge! Ready down! Sonic Rock! Nice job, Mikleo!
You've been slacking off, haven't you?
Is that a monolith?
I suppose this hellion must be the source.
Lucky for you, it isn't a ghost, Mikleo.
I told you it's not like that.
Save it for later. Ravaging Giant! Eat this! Iron Curtain! Come to my side! Rock Shadow! Iron Curtain! Rock Winner! Ravaging Giant!
Come hither.
Rising Sun! Take this! Ravaging Giant! Be gone! Echo Shot! Rock Winner! Come to my side! Rock Satellite! Be gone! Echo Shot! Rising Sun!
Ready?
Yeah! Sword Flare! No escape!
Time to learn some humility. Perfect Flame Surrender!
Let's go!
Come hither. Bye. Awaken,
I won't let this isn't over! It will end here!
Radiant Heat! Awaken, Red Shot!
Ready? Strike! Be gone! Strike! I got you! Be gone! Strike! Shadowfang! Forward surge! Shadowfang! Strike! I got you!
I'm in a tight spot!
I need a hand! That did it!
Protection!
Edna!
Barrier! Prepare yourself! Never! Awaken, Redder!
I won't lose this! Leave it to me, Alicia! Smite them! It can't end here! Resilient! I won't lose this time!
Gather!
What should I do?
Protection.
Offer your protection.
Alicia!
for the
You were right,
trouble.
Mikleo! My... Oh...
Sorry
Mikleo!
for the trouble.
Gather and grab
Tiger
your
Blade!
Action!
Eat Prince and Pricklebores, what's gotten into you?
Sorry.
What a fool I was. I should have realized you would be here, Attack.
Oh my goodness! It's pretty Lady Lila. How you been? Oh, you never were a lick of fun.
Is this a friend of yours?
Sort of. It was a long time ago.
My name's Attack. Cheese to please ya.
That's a weird name.
Well, aren't you rude? Don't you know that Attack is a Norman name of the highest pedigree? Means I'm fancy.
It looks sort of like the thing attached to Edna's umbrella.
Let's save talk of Edna's thingy for later, shall we? That one's a particularly long story.
Is it?
It is?
Hey, Lila, what's a Norman?
They're a special kind of seraphim. They aren't quite as powerful as a lord of the land, but they can still be a help to other seraphim.
How?
Well, they have the ability to boost another seraph's power. They're kind of like a maid of sorts.
That's my Lila. You know me like the back of your lily-white hand.
Like a maid? I'm afraid I'm not so sure I get it.
Lila's explanations can be pretty off the cuff.
Silly billies like you could never understand what Lila and I mean to each other.
Not sure I want to understand.
Well, anyways, y'all are Lila's friends and all. Maybe I can treat you to some grub.
That was a difficult battle. Let's restore our vitality.
Nicholas, Sunlight Girl, Jean-Luc's the Loomer. This is a massacre! Who could have done such a thing?
Well...
You did. You turned into a Hellion.
I remember. It was me. I went out of my head, tore my beloved treasures apart, and now they're gone forever!
Attack! What on earth happened that made you turn into a Hellion?
I'm sure it's hard for you, but can you tell us about it?
you know? Moved in here a good long while back. Oh. Got to whittle my days away just people watching and gazing at fine art. I wasn't worshipped or nothing, but I weren't lonely neither.
Sounds like a good life.
I was happy. Real happy. But ever since the countries took to fighting, the humans started to get real nasty. That country's bad, they'd say. That country's art is bad. Slash it. Burn it.
So they used art just as fuel for the fires of war.
It's true.
And that ain't the half of it. That's when they started to move the art on the black market.
Oh, so that's where it all went.
They were laughing and clutching their money in their grubby little hands. Hooray for war! Hooray for profits! I got so mad, so dejected, I felt my anger bubbling up, but I was beyond caring. And then... that's when I became a Hellion.
It's not your fault, Attack.
Thanks, son. I appreciate it and all, but I'd like to be alone for a little while.
Never thought that the source of all that malevolence would be the love of art.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
It's the Kingdom of Highland that caused Attack such pain. If only I had been able to do something.
Malevolence can come from anyone's spirit.
Especially when that spirit holds hate for other people.
And for us Seraphim, the influence we receive from the vessel in particular can be a danger.
So if I started generating malevolence, it'd put everyone in danger?
All of us could become Hellions. Saray, Alicia, the people in their despair cling to those with power that surpasses theirs far more tightly than you may imagine. Do not undervalue your ideals, nor the things that are in your power to accomplish. A shepherd's emotions towards the people he rescues are also his greatest enemy, in a way.
Okay, understood.
Didn't she just tell you not to be so stiff and serious?
Oh, I guess you're right.
But I suppose I don't need to worry about you.
We'll get started so you don't have to.
Just doing what's within our power, right?
Feels like the malevolence has been lifted somewhat, don't you think?
Indeed it has. But we still need to find a way to bring the Drake down.
Saray, can you head to the base of the great tree?
Huh? Oh yeah, sure.
What do you plan to do, Edna?
Wait here.
For whom?
For me, silly.
I wonder where Edna went off to.
Who knows what goes on in her head? Ah!
I'm back.
What is wrong with you? Huh?
Attack?
I'm here to help. Heard tell you folks could be using an extra jolt of power.
We just might.
If I combine attack's power with my arrows...
We can bring down the Drake!
Edna told me that y'all are trying super duper hard to fix things up. If this glum bum town gets back on its feet, folks might finally remember the place of art in a civilized society.
Thank you, Edna.
I just thought it might work.
And here it comes.
Drat, it's so dark I can barely see it.
That's a good thing. You can fight without worrying about humans catching sight of you.
Hey, good thinking. So, how exactly should we go about shooting this thing down?
That I don't know.
Tonight's supposed to be a full moon. All we need is some light.
The clouds are receding.
Let's look for a place where we can aim our shot with the aid of the moonlight.
I've always thought that the name Attack was a little strange, but never imagined it was also the name of a skill.
So you've noticed, huh?
Huh? Was I not supposed to?
I'll explain it briefly. Equipment skills come from the boon of the Lord of the land. In other words, they're a godsend. 50 primary elements have been found through various arrangements of mana and elements. By combining those 50 elements, additional effects are born. And by infinitely fusing and combining them, seraphim and humans are created in the same way.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the purest elements of all combine to make...
Norman, right?
No. Gemstones, used to make jewelry and stuff like that.
Hey!
50 elite humans were gathered to research each of those elements, namely...
The Norman.
But then the project gets thrown into crisis by a late newcomer.
When are you going to get to the part about the Norman?
Norman don't appear until chapter 23. Now quit rushing me.
Huh? Was I not supposed to ask that question?